Welcome to the Faculty Mentor Training. Thank you for offering your time and experience to new faculty at Austin Community College. All new faculty are assigned a mentor during their first semester at ACC. Mentoring is a college-wide effort. ACC mentors are outstanding faculty members who are selected on the ability to serve as positive role models for the new faculty. As a mentor, you will acquaint new faculty with ACC and share valuable information in their discipline. In addition, you should pass on some of the teaching wisdom you have acquired over the years. You are not there to be an evaluator, a judge, or a supervisor. Instead, you offer guidance and insights to support your mentee as they launch their teaching career at ACC. We hope that this online training can help answer questions concerning mentoring and the processes involved. To get us started, we've asked several mentors and mentees about their experiences in the program. Here's what they told us.
What I wanted to get most out of the mentoring relationship was guidance. It was real important to me going into a new part of my career in the classroom with this particular class that I perform at my most highest, and I wanted to make sure that I was doing everything correctly, and it was wonderful to have a seasoned and a veteran instructor to take me under her wing and make sure that, yes, I was doing everything as I needed to do and that I was meeting the goals and the objectives of the class and therefore giving my best to the students.
Well, I believe it's really important that everybody gets a leg up in the process. A lot of these individuals are coming in and teaching and they're doing it kind of, right off the back. And I don't want individuals to be floundering. When so many people have done this before, there's no reason to reinvent the wheel.
So I think we need to come in with a lot of understanding that we each have our own way of teaching or presenting the materials, and as long as the students are learning and the outcomes are appropriate, I think it's good to be flexible.
I can speak specifically to how I've grown being a mentor. I was able to do a classroom visit to Felix's classroom, and I was very impressed, and there were things he was doing in his classroom that I hadn't even thought of yet. So I think that was a really big growing moment for me, and it was also very encouraging and inspiring to see how much Felix cares about his students, how he learns every single one of their names and something about them very early on in the semester, and it helps them feel like they belong.
That first course is absolutely the hardest course to teach, and so the more they feel like they have a safety net, I think the better they are going to be in the classroom, the more successful they're going to be in the classroom.
Really wanted to get connected. I really like to work with a team and I like to collaborate, and so having the opportunity to get connected with the department and to learn more about what all's going on was really important to me.
I reach out to the mentee prior to the semester where I will be mentoring, just to start the relationship a little bit early, to get things sorted before the semester begins, to answer any questions. So it really begins with an email and then phone calls and then in-person work.
My mentor initiated the relationship by saying, hey, congratulations, I understand you have been selected to be part of the credit course instructors for the student development department. And that was great because it was cool to know that somebody else knew. And so it was like, yes, it really is official, somebody else knows. And then she says, I'll be honored to work with you and share with you all of my PowerPoints, the suggestions I have, the test bank that she had used, all of those resources, and she just began to just share item after item on her Google Drive, and so that was how the relationship kicked off.
I'm pretty gregarious, so when I start a new relationship with a mentee, I just simply go up and tell them, my name is Felix Villarreal, and I am going to be your mentor. If you have any questions at all, just give me a holler. Here's my cell phone number, here's my office number, here's my home phone number, so I give them all the information possible.
I like to start them out with an email, and Tobin will always introduce us in our department, and I think other department chairs might do it differently, but I like the style there's an email to me and the mentee I'm going to mentor, and then I follow it up with my own email to the mentee outlining some of the requirements of the course, providing the master syllabus and my syllabus, providing a session outline guide, so that if I don't get back to them in a week or two, or I've gotten the assignment at the last minute, they have some materials right away to work with.
When I first met with my mentor, she had a checklist for us of different things that we could go over to kind of give us some ideas of things to talk about. And I was really focused in on, again, the pieces of the syllabus and understanding the assignments. For our student development courses, we have a lot of information we're giving to students, and so it's really important that they understand all of the assignments and all the resources that they've got available.
I would share my syllabus with them. A session schedule is usually very helpful to give. I would share my detailed outline of essentially my lesson plans that matched my session schedule so that they would have something to refer to. So in a sense, they almost had a script if they chose to use it for their first semester of teaching. I would give them examples of my assignments. I would give them examples of my handouts, my PowerPoints. I am happy to share all of my materials.
I think it's really important when you're thinking about building a relationship with your new mentee to realize that they don't know what they don't know. And so that's really important because, some may have some burning questions and they may be focused in on one area like the syllabus, but making sure to kind of talk to them about things like classroom management, being culturally responsive to students' needs and understanding, how to be able to integrate that into your curriculum.
When I've met with my mentees, I think it was very important to provide them with internal and external resources for student support, also different pedagogy around student success strategies and techniques.
And they often ask me questions like, how do I grade? What's my expectation for students to complete the course? And these are challenging questions because each one of us has our own opinion about that. So I give them my opinion, I give them my department chair's opinion, and I may give them someone else's opinion that I know really well to give them a range of opportunities to choose from.
And then I ask them, what specific campuses will you be teaching at? And once I know that information, what I'll do is I'll give them different individuals who might be teaching at that campus that they can go and seek advice for. Because a lot of times, if you're an adjunct coming in and you're starting a new campus, I might be down in Riverside, which is where I hang out most of the time, but individuals might be teaching up at Cypress or Round Rock or Elgin, and it's really hard to get a hold of somebody who's down at Riverside.
If I was mentoring somebody who was teaching an online class for the first time, then I would typically share my course shell with them. I would probably also sit down with them and show them how to do specific assignments within Blackboard that they might not have been familiar with. We use journals a lot, those kinds of things, so I would teach them how to use those platforms within Blackboard. And I would just try to share as much of my materials as I could think of. I tried to think of what I would want when I started teaching, what was most helpful to me, and try to pass that along to them as well.
The advice that I would give to an instructor that's signing up to be a mentor for the first time is recall how it was for them the first time that they started out, and recognizing that that mentee is so excited to be an instructor. However, that there is a sense of insecurity just because it's new. And so when you can provide that reassurance, then it does kind of calm those fears so that the person can move on and be the professional that they know they can be.
And then I ask them, because I've saved this meeting usually for after the class started, I ask them what's going on in their class. Could they give me an example of a teaching experience that they've had in the class, or any challenges that they've had, so we could talk about that.
If I could give advice to new mentors, first I would say congratulations. I think it's a great opportunity to both evaluate your own material and your own teaching style and your own methods that you use in the classroom. Because when you share it with somebody else, you kind of have to hold yourself a little bit more accountable.
More than anything, I've grown from being a mentor, just because you get to see the way individuals personally grow when they're teaching and they're using some of your stuff, and when you see them do it, because part of this is you get to go in and do a teaching evaluation a lot of times, and you can see kind of the things that are working and how they've taken some of the stuff that you've used before, but they're using it in a little different way, but it's still very effective, and that's really a cool thing to watch.
Focus on one thing that I think is most important in being a mentor. I would say it's being generous and being giving with your materials, with your ideas, with yourself, with your time. I would also say be open to saying, I don't know the answer to that, but let me help you figure out who does, or let me find out who does.
I think the other piece of advice I would give to new mentors is to listen to their mentees, find out what it is that they need, where are they anxious, and be able to respond to each individual mentee's needs and concerns.
The most important thing will be to connect with my mentee on a personal level, and to really be able to develop that relationship and help them to have a feeling and a sense of belonging.
Just know that it's a really serious kind of position, and when you say that you want to be a mentor, that you're really signing up for the entire semester and maybe even longer.
Zen, relax. It's okay. I will say that when your mentor tells you that it is okay to relax, and when your mentor tells you that you're doing fine, and your mentor tells you that this is great, you do develop a sense of confidence, and it does give you that smooth sailing that I so desperately needed starting off as something for the first time.
Your job is important and greatly contributes to ACC. The next modules will cover next steps in the process and a list of useful resources. Thank you for agreeing to serve as an ACC mentor. Your work makes a difference every day.